carrying out negotiations. The IAEA inspectors are coming back in about 10 days. So for this to happen now really cuts against their own efforts to buy time and legitimacy.
What's the motive of this? I mean, I understand that Ahmadinejad, wants to wipe Israel off the map, and I know that they got the squeeze with the sanctions from many countries. But why this sort of? Is this the payback because there was two Iranian physicists were assassinated in Iran? Is that what is this payback?
Well, I think the propensity of Iran to engage in terrorism is nothing new, as we saw just a couple months ago in this country, where the Obama administration got indictments against the Revolutionary Guards for conspiring to kill the Saudi Arabian ambassador in America. This is second nature to the leadership in Tehran. But just from a tactical point of view, I don't follow what they think they're going to get from this. It just draws attention to their support for terrorism at a time when they're preoccupied with effectively a civil war in Syria and pressure on them economically.
If you were the advisor to Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu, what would you be advising him to do about Iran now?
To attack their nuclear weapons installations, their conversion facility, that's behind the enrichment facility at Natanz and at Qum, and not to waste any time. I would have done this years ago, frankly. There's much we don't know about that nuclear program. Every day that goes by, the military option gets weaker and weaker, and Iran gets closer to nuclear weapons.
And what happens if Israel attacked Iran tonight? What happens with Hezbollah and some even the countries that have been, the neighboring countries that have been sympathetic to Israel, or at least hands off Israel?
Well, the Iranian response, of course, is impossible to predict with certainty, but I think the most likely outcome is that they would unleash Hezbollah and Hamas to target Israeli civilian populations. That's one reason this is such a difficult, risky proposition for the Israelis. I don't think the Iranians would take a retaliatory step that would cross us directly, although you can't rule it out. Frankly, the other countries in the Middle East, the Arab states, don't want Iran to have nuclear weapons any more than Israel does. They know they can't do anything about it, so they'd be delighted for Israel to take the steps to stop Iran that they can.
So there'd be an really would be an escalated war with Israel and Hamas. I mean, Hezbollah and Hamas versus Israel would be locked in they'd be locked in a new war with the civilian population getting hit every day.
Well, I think that is a risk, and that's certainly one reason why this is a terribly difficult decision for Israel. But if you don't like Iran's behavior now, assassinating diplomats or attempting to around the world, and you don't like the idea of them unleashing Hezbollah to rocket innocent Israeli civilians, just imagine all of this once they get nuclear weapons. That's why the choice, unattractive though it is a world after an Israeli strike compared to a world where Iran has nuclear weapons.
Ambassador, thank you, sir.
Thank you.